permission to put their name on it. It was one that was touted around on Cornwall Conservatives asking for support for it. If I was the only one who didn't ask, why didn't someone write to me at that time, or email me, or pick up the phone and say, John, you should have asked permission to sign that supporting one. The next one I'm listed on, supporting the fishing industry, exactly the same thing. Councillor Perry put it forward, and it was group policy to forward it. I didn't ask permission. The rules say I should have, and that's a question of facts. I'm not disputing the facts, but again, on those early motions that were there that I did support, it seemed to be group policy to support them anyway. And if you thought it was wrong of me to support them without getting written permission to do so, natural justice says at the time you should have either picked up the phone, emailed me or something, and say, John, Group will say you need to have an email train or something to say you can support this, and I'd probably have told you precisely where to go at the time. But that's pretty much as things are. A couple other sort of things I just want to bring up. June the 4th, there was an Economic Growth Committee meeting then, which I saw Linda, well, in fact, I made it clear before that, but I saw Linda 10 minutes before the meeting and confirmed to her that there was no way I could vote for Councillor Double to be chairman of that committee. We had quite words of several decibels, and we had a disagreement, and Linda said at that time that she was going to take me off the committee, put Peter Guest in my place. I wasn't very happy, but that's what we were told would happen. We went into the meeting. Peter Guest told the secretary there that he had replaced me on the committee and there was a message to follow. And I sat in at the back of it, and it was already in Truro, so no reason why I shouldn't sit in and listen to what happened. At the end of the meeting, Linda calls me out of the meeting and shows me on her phone the email she sent in saying that I had been substituted. Now, as we all know, if a committee member is in the room, they cannot be substituted, which made that whole meeting ultra-virus and had to be run again, which brought the whole party into disrepute because it wasn't done in the correct manner. I was even more fed up with that because having been told I was coming off the committee and then things not being done properly, I was not a happy bunny. And yes, I did go to the press. I explained what happened. It's been seen there. I was the one that complained to the monitoring officer. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it because I'm sort of trying to read my notes, but yeah,
understood.
But yeah, I complained to the monitoring officer that the meeting was ultra-virus, and it was proven, but because the whole meeting had to be run again. Stephen Arthur, at the meeting when it was run again, abstained on the resolution to put Councillor Double in as chair, went to a tie, and at the tie, toss of a coin, it meant that, what's he called, was elected chair. Councillor Dwelly, thank you. Yeah, my names are never very... But Councillor Dwelly was elected chair, which again means that one of the committees that's needed for the Conservatives lost its Conservative chair because the correct procedures weren't followed in the first place. So after that, if you look at the... Now I've got it here somewhere, there we are. If you look at Group Rules 9.1.1, it says... At the meeting of the council and its committees, other than at scrutiny or standards, etc., you must follow the guidelines. But you don't need to follow the group line on scrutiny committees and on standards committees and on quasi-judicial committees because you're supposed to be there in an independent role. I was going to go to that committee as John Conway, I would say a Conservative councillor, and I wasn't going to vote for Anne Double, which wasn't good enough. Steve Arthur didn't vote for Anne Double, but he didn't vote for anyone else, And immediately after that meeting, when he was voted in 7-2, I hasten to add, he was taken off the committee that night, which speaks for itself. Steve Arthur had not only done that, but he'd also publicly said at that meeting he was going to donate all of these additional allowance that he would get for being vice chairman of the committee to a local children's charity. So all that's happened by that is now that Steve Arthur is no longer on the committee, and the children are missing out by about $3,000 for the year. So thank you very much, Linda. I think that's pretty much all I want to say about it. There's a couple of other bits and pieces I've got here, but I've got the main thing here. I am not prepared to stop talking to the press. I am not prepared to kowtow to Linda Taylor's what I believe to be a dictatorial and vindictive way of running things. So therefore, I am resigning from the Conservative group from this time. So there's no need for you to expel me. I've gone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. You've had your say. Procedurally, I'm looking to Mike. Now that John has offered his resignation, do we carry on? Do we go through the full process?
I think it might be appropriate to go through the full process so that other members have a chance to comment as well. But I say Linda wants to.
I was going to say I think Linda is entitled to the right to reply. And again, John, if you don't mind, we'll go through the whole meeting. It may well be that at the end that you wish to raise some additional points as well. But I'm going to go to Linda next, please.
Yeah, when you say we go through the whole meeting, I think that now the process. Now that Councillor Conway has done the honourable thing and he's resigning, that must be the end of any voting or consideration. So I just want to make sure that process has stopped, and it's obviously an opportunity if anyone does want to raise their hand or raise any issues. I could address some things that Councillor Conway has said, but I don't think it's helpful at this moment in time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So can I just confirm that we are quite happy to accept Councillor Conway's resignation from the group at this point?
How do you want that expressed?
Do we want it in writing, or are we quite happy to take his verbal assurance from here?
If we are able to have it in writing, that would be acceptable, but I think we have all heard a verbal commitment from Councillor Conway to resign.
Okay, I'm quite happy with that. There are a couple of hands up, so can I go to Mike McLennan first, please?
I respect John Conway, and I wouldn't have voted against him being kicked out anyway. It's his call. I don't think I should judge on a fellow councillor. It's not my job description. What concerns me, now it's been mentioned, we can actually go away from the subject now, I assume, Peter Guest.
I'll keep a close ear on what you're saying, Mike, if that's okay.
We've got chairmen on committees who are not Conservatives in major positions. I would like to know, have they been appointed so that it gives the majority to the Conservative Party? Because there's some good people in the Conservatives who haven't been given those positions. Steve Arthur is a good councillor, without a doubt. I've worked with him on lots of committees. Yet we've got three people, you don't want me to name them, who have got positions and are not Conservative. So I don't understand these rules one iota. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I'm quite happy to just pick that up with you outside of this meeting, but primarily this is about John's case as such, so I'll park that one for the moment. I'm going to bring in Philip and then David, if that's okay.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say to John, I think it's very sad that we've come to this. You've always been something of a bit of a rogue element, but